somebody who's gone through a media trial, as he puts it, or whether he was from a suspect to a prosecution witness, to get his side of his story. I'm joined by somebody who's probably gone through an ordeal in terms of what happened. Mr. Pawan Kumar Bansal, the CBI has made you a prosecution witness from a suspect and taken you. Do you feel vindicated to a great extent?
See, let me first say, if anybody goes through the records and is familiar with all that has happened, nobody should ever call me a suspect. And the second thing is, what the CBI does is, it's not my option. If they have cited me as a witness, I have no option in that matter. When the time comes for trial, well, I believe in the process of law. I, as a citizen, a law-abiding citizen, I have to accept that. I mean, if they call me, I'll have to go.
No, but when you say you're about being a suspect, the fact is in the public perception. As I said, you've gone through a media trial to a great extent, but in a public perception, you are seen as a person who allowed something to happen.
Unfortunately, in today's polity, in this our life as such, people tend to believe, or are rather ready to believe two things about any politician when you say one, corruption, the other character. That is unfortunate. That is what has happened. Now, please just go into the background of what is here in this case. The facts are very, very simple. What did the officer want to be? The post that was going to fall vacant was of the member staff. He, being from the signals, which is a directorate of the electrical, wanted to be member electrical. Member electrical's post was to fall vacant after a year and 3 months. So there was no way of his becoming member electrical. What he wanted was, this is all from the transcripts that I have gone through, which are in the public domain now, not with me otherwise. And what he says is, the post of chairman is falling vacant after 2 months. Keep the process on hold for 2 months. Make the member electrical chairman, elevate him to that post when the chairman retires. Create a vacancy of the post of member electrical and post him there. That's purely conjectural. Who would know as to who would be the chairman? No, the vacancy that we had to fill in, just for a moment, the vacancy that has to be filled in was of the member staff, and that has been done. He says, and that is correct, if that were to go now, as he said, he is number one. He was the senior most eligible person, member staff or member electrical, but member electrical's post was not vacant. He was appointed member staff, much against his wishes, much against his trying to avoid that. So what can be attributed as a wrongdoing on my part?
The fact was that he also wanted the general manager of Western Railway additional charge.
I'm happy you've mentioned that also, yes.
And you were planning to give that?
No. The yes part is he wanted it. No, there was never a plan to that. In the past, there have been 6 specific cases which he was referring to, that while a person was appointed as a member of the board, he was given the looking after charges of the post of general managers by a specific order for 3 months. That was not done in this case. And the other thing, I mean, since we have to put the things in that perspective, the third allegation is, first, he wanted to be members electrical, it wasn't done. He did not want to be member staff, he was made member staff. Not that it was a punishment to him, but that was the right thing to be done. The second, he wanted that looking after or the additional charge of general manager, that was not given. The third, another allegation is, once he realizes that he's not become members electrical but member staff, then as I hear from that was all news to me, but as I now get to know from the transcripts, that the third thing that was being talked of was that along with this member staff, take out the charge of signaling from the jurisdiction of the member electrical and give it to him. I mean, if I were to put it in a crude way, that is something like the Secretary Rural Development asking for the charge of science and technology. I mean, that's something, somebody is aghast to hear that also. So nothing of those things has been done. And the worst part, but the best thing for me to have happened was that while I signed the file on 18th of April, the vacancy was to fall on 30th of April. While I signed the file, approve his proposal for member staff on 18th, there is talk amongst the people, he and others, on 20th, saying that man, the other gentleman, one of the accused, saying that he had met me. He had the temerity to say that when I don't even know his face. He said he had met me and I had assured him on 19th. Yesterday he said he had met me, and because I was at Chandigarh for just a point, this has to be completed. He said I had assured him that while the file of member mechanical was on my table, which was cleared on 12th. While the file of member mechanical was on my table, I had not even initiated the process for member staff, while I had cleared that on 18th already and sent it to the ACC. So if there was a commonality of mind, if there was any link between what they were saying and what I was doing, even just per chance, then perhaps you could say what you had said earlier. Otherwise, there's no reason to come to that inference.